I am Kundan Kanan, Managing Partner and co-founder of INLACE, which stands for India, LAC, that is Latin America and Caribbean region, and España, Spain. INLACE is derived from Spanish word enlace, which means to link or to connect. I live in Panama, Panama City, the epicenter of businesses in Central America and a hubs for entire Americas. Panama is a Spanish-speaking country, as you may all know. Our INLACE is an entrepreneurial entity committed to work in the interfacing of industry, academia, industry between these emerging economies, India, South Asia, and the LAC region. Our core competence is consultancy, advisory, business facilitation, promotion, and collaboration, keeping Latin America and Caribbean region in the nucleus of all our entrepreneurial, trade, and business activities. INLACE with the global outlook has its offices located at Panama City, Republic of Panama, and its associate offices at Chennai, Bengaluru, New Delhi, and Mumbai in India. Welcome to become an integral part of our business venture, ensuring trust, confidence, and mutual growth. Your business is important to us. We look forward to connect with you. Thank you. Hola, muchos saludos cordiales a todos. Bienvenidos a realizar negocios con INLACE, la entidad emprendedora que se dedica a la consultoría, asesoría, promoción, facilitación y colaboración entre India, Latinoamérica y Caribe y también España. Soy Kundan Kanan, Managing Partner y cofundador de INLACE. Yo vivo en Panamá. La palabra clave de INLACE es enlazar entre industria, academia, industria. INLACE, con su percepción y alcance global, tiene su casa matriz ubicada en la ciudad de Panamá, República de Panamá, y asociadas oficinas en Chennai, Bengaluru, Nueva Delhi y Mumbai en la India. Les traemos una gama de oportunidades y posibilidades de negocio desde la India y países sudasiáticos. Esperemos asociarnos en multilubros, multiverticales y multiproductos. Yo con mis socios y asociados nos quedamos a la entera disposición. Muchísimas gracias. Les deseamos buena suerte.
Good morning and good afternoon and good evening for wherever you're joining us today. It is my honor to welcome you all to this, our first INLACE webinar, Promotion of Two States of India with the Republic of Panama, which connects two of the most industrialized states from India, namely Tamil Nadu, capital Chennai, and Karnataka, capital Bengaluru, with the Republic of Panama and vice versa. This webinar is brought to you by INLACE with collaboration of the Embassy of India in Panama, Avohi Bengaluru, Startup Grind Noida, and Guidance. Cada reto se presenta con la oportunidad de crecer, expandirse y ser más ingenioso. Buenos días desde Panamá y América Latina y buenas tardes desde India y del otro lado del mundo. Gracias y bienvenidos a este primer seminario digital de enlace, promoción de dos estados sureños de la India con la República de Panamá, que conecta dos estados, dos de los estados más industrializados de la India, Tamil Nadu con su capital Chennai y Karnataka, capital Bengaluru, con la República de Panamá y viceversa. Este webinar es posible gracias a la colaboración de enlace con la Embajada de India en Panamá, Avohi Bengaluru, Startup Grind Noida y Guidance. Before we start, it's very important to mention a few housekeeping rules. Please keep your mics in mute. You're welcome to share your videos. If you have any questions, please note these ones in the chat. As we address the speakers today, we will have 2 Q&A sessions with our panelists. During these times, you can raise your hands and unmute yourselves to ask the questions. And we will point out to each of the individuals to be asking the questions. If multiple questions are under the same rubric, we will just ask the questions addressing all of these points. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today. And now I will be introducing our own Kundan Kanan, partner of INLACE.
Thank you, Nilsa. So nice of you. Very, very good morning and very warm welcome to everybody here in Panama, Latin America, and back to India and Southeast Asia. Some of us will be joining from Bangladesh, Indonesia as well, Malaysia and Thailand as well. This is Kundan. I am the managing partner and co-founder of INLACE, as being very well explained by our managing partner, Panama City, Nilsa, for INLACE. Before much ado, I will be straightway welcoming our ambassador, His Excellency Sri Upender Singh Rawat, to present his thoughts, his views, his opinions on how to foment, enhance the relationship between India and Panama. Panama is the springboard. And let me also take this privilege and opportunity to inform all of you that Ambassador Rawat, it is his first positioning as the ambassador. Before that, Ambassador Rawat was in Slovakia, UK, and Mexico, and the first keynote speaker in this session. The session will be described by Nilsa, and there'll be 2 more moderators down the line. And then we will see how the workable ideas, the new ideas, as being defined, the word enlazar, to link, to connect, to bond between the world of LAC and the world of Indian subcontinent. So over to Ambassador Rawat, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kundan. Buenos días y todos y todas en Panama, and good evening to everyone in India and other parts of Asia. I am very happy to join for this webinar, and let me start with by thanking the presence of Mr. Paul Arun, Vice President Guidance, State of Tamil Nadu, who is representing Honorable Minister of Industries Department, Mr. M.C. Sampath, Government of State of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, Director General of Cologne Free Trade Zone, Mr. M.Ponnuswami, past Chairman of CIA Chennai and CMD Ponpure Chemical India Limited, Mr. K.G. Ashok Rao, CIA MSME Panel Chairman, State of Karnataka, and Managing Director, KGK Engineering, Mr. John Sundar, former Director, Lok Sabha, and above all, Mr. Kundan Khanna, who had took initiative for this webinar with the embassy and for making INLACE quite proactive. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear participants,
Sir, you are muted.
So this virtual format allows us to meet from different parts in the world together. And Panama is a very good location for starting a new business or expanding your existing business, because it is strategically located in Central America, and because of the Panama Canal and service industry, Cologne Free Trade Zone, and other business facilitation centers, whether by the government of Panama and private ones. It's a hub and service center. So the countries in Central America are small, but with this hub location and the centrality of this region, you can expand your business starting from Panama in all the different parts of not just Central America, but entire America's continent. So Panama is a very stable and economically developed nation where stable currency, US dollar, freely has been adopted by the country. Our bilateral trade last year was more than $300 million, but it is very little. We can expand it much more. And we Indian companies, I feel they can play a lot of significant role, much more than what is there today, whether it is in Panama Canal related services, IT and IT enabled services, which is a strength of the Indian industry. Same way, pharma and wellness, biotechnology, textile, engineering, infrastructure, logistics, supply chain management. We have opportunities in every area. We also have with us today the DG of Cologne Free Trade Zone, and which is the second largest free trade zone in the world, and similar such centers like Panama Pacifico, Panama Pana Park, and City of Knowledge, which give expertise in all the different areas and facilities in the country. And government of Panama, after the pandemic and the setbacks of pandemic, has also started many new initiatives to enhance business, whether it is new ML law to make business easier for the foreign companies in Panama, whether it is a proposal to start a new pharma hub or special incentives announced for the investors recently by the local government. So these are all new initiatives which will which are icing on top of pre-existing regulations and things. So we feel that it's a good time for the Indian companies not just to think in terms of import-export, but to consider investment in Panama. Similarly, for Panamanian companies, that this time provides a greater opportunity to link with India. And let me focus on the little bit about the state of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, which is within India, the focus of today's webinar. As you are all aware that Karnataka is the IT hub of India. So this IT revolution started in India, in fact, with the Bengaluru, capital of Karnataka. And And so today it is the home, Karnataka state is home of the fourth largest technology as IT hub in India. And then from Bengaluru, other states in India also got into bandwagon of IT. And apart from IT, Karnataka also has vibrant automobile, agro, aerospace, textile, biotech, engineering, and industries are highly advanced, and it has several specialized economic zones on specific industries such as IT, biotechnology, food processing, aerospace. Similarly, state of Tamil Nadu, which is on the southern coast of India, it is the fourth largest state of India, and it also has diversified manufacturing sector, and among that it features several industries: automobile, auto components, engineering, pharma, textile, leather products, chemicals, etc. And within India, it ranks first among the states in number of factories and industrial workers. So we feel that it is a good opportunity that we can connect with two of the industrially and service-wise advanced states of India with Panama today. And once again, I welcome all and thank INLACE for making this possible. And I hope that today's discussion will also lead to further follow-up, continuation, and enhancement of business between the two countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Rawat, sir, for setting the ball rolling in. Thank you so much. To, como digamos, calentar la sesión ya en español. The expertise of Ambassador Rawat, I must mention here, he's a graduate from one of the leading engineering and technological institute of India, IIT Kanpur, Indian Institute of Technology. His specialization has been always in the visa and the consular affairs, India and Panama, India and Central America, and under his accreditation in Panama, Costa Rica, and Nicaragua will be hugely benefited. And also, as Ambassador Rawat and I and my team of INLACE have been discussing with him and all other friends, compañeros, amigos, and colegas from Panama, we have been discussing with Ambassador Rawat that what India can give to Panama. India can give a knowledge-based economy to Panama. So down the line, all these presentation, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing what all are the points of confluences and convergences in Panama and India. I take this opportunity to invite our next keynote speaker of this inaugural session, Mr. Paul Arul, Vice President of Guidance. Guidance is the nodal agency for investment and attraction for Government of Tamil Nadu. After he came into the contact with INLACE and our team, I never knew that Mr. Paul is already ready and looking forward to learn Spanish. So over to Mr. Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kundan. Can you run the slides, please? Yeah, thank you. His Excellency, Mr. Upender Singh Rawat, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, Mr. M.Ponnuswami, Mr. Ashok Rao, and everyone present here, good evening from India and good morning to you all. And as Mr. Kundan said, I'm from Guidance. Guidance is a single window nodal agency in the government of Tamil Nadu. The role of Guidance is to promote Tamil Nadu as the preferred investment destination to investors. We reach out, we facilitate and help all the investors. So today, I'm just going to share with you the key strength and focus area for the government of Tamil Nadu for investments. Could you go to the next slide? Could you zoom out? Yeah. Could you go to the slideshow mode, please? Yes. So Tamil Nadu is the second largest economy in India, and it contributes to 8% of the national GDP. Our GDP was around 265 billion at the end of 2019 and 20. And if you see the area wise, we are the 10th largest state with 15% share of India's coastline. And we are well connected with airports and seaports. And 74 of the frontline Fortune 500 companies are having their office at Tamil Nadu. So you see, Tamil Nadu has got its major strength, and we have a great population. It's one of the most, it has one of the most skilled available manpower in the country. Next slide, please. Next. Yeah. So talking about the infrastructure strength of the state, we have airports, we have seaports, and internet connectivity is one among the best in the country. We have more than 15 TPBs of bandwidth available in the country. And our state is connected well. Our state is connected well with airports and seaports. And I want to talk about next. I don't want to talk about all the sectors, but I want to talk about the key sectors. So next slide, please. The electronic sector is one of the key sectors of a state. Tamil Nadu ranks second in India in the computer electronics and optical product manufacturing. The state accounts for 16% of the national production in computers and peripheral equipments, and it accounts for 62% of the total electronic outputs in the state. You see the major players: Nokia, Dell, Samsung, HP, Foxconn, Delta, BYD. These are the major players in the electronic segments, and all of them have set up the operations in Tamil Nadu. And the state has a strong base in mobile manufacturing sector. The state is now becoming a big mobile manufacturing hub in the country. So you see Foxconn, Pegatron, the top companies in the mobile manufacturing segment having their setup and factory in Tamil Nadu. Next slide. And that the government has also recently announced the Tamil Nadu Electronics Hardware Manufacturing Policy, which has a lot of incentives and which has a lot of shops for investors who are investing in this. Pharma is also one of the most important sector. Biotechnology products and medical devices in Tamil Nadu. And the state is a hub of medical tourism in India, with leading hospitals such as Apollo, Aravind Hospital, Shankara Nethralaya, and Triple M, etc. And this could be an area of good collaboration between Panama and Tamil Nadu, as medical tourism can be a good area. Can you go to the next slide? Can I change the slides, please? Okay, no worries. So, and also, right, the current hotspot is that Tamil Nadu is becoming a hotspot for data centers because of the international fiber landing stations, and because of the reliable bandwidth. Tamil Nadu is basically a hotspot for data centers right now. And also, we have a great IT connections here. We have a good information technology industry. And if you take SaaS, software as a service, Tamil Nadu is the SaaS capital of India. We have major SaaS companies like Zoho, Kissflow are having the home at Tamil Nadu. And the abundant land and abundant plug-and-play infrastructure facilities are available in the state. And moreover, recently, the ease of doing business. So we have the government has come up with a lot of new initiatives to improve the ease of doing business in the state. We have launched something called BizBuddy. This is an help desk for industry where if they have any issues, operational issues, they can apply online, and it goes to the various departments across the government, and they get all the issues resolved in a very quick time. So we have BizBuddy, and now we are coming up with a comprehensive single window portal. So which is going to be a one-stop point for all the investors to apply for the various approval like pollution, town planning, for all the approvals, post the pre-operation approvals, the post-operation clearances. The single window portal is a one-stop solution. And we guidance, we have a team, the project monitoring team, where we assign specialist people to take care of each and every single company. And we also have a lot of sector teams and guidance. And moreover, apart from this, we have auto sector. Auto sector is basically, Chennai is called the Detroit of Asia. You name the top OEMs, be it Ford, be it Renault, or be it BMW, be it Daimler, everyone has the factory and operations in Chennai. So Chennai and Panama can work together in many areas, particularly in the areas of SaaS, in the areas of medical tourism, in the areas of IT. And I would like to, at this juncture, thank Kundan and the INLACE team for giving us an opportunity to connect today. And I think that this would be a start. This would be a start so that we can work together and come up with a lot of synergies and then take this forward. And I think going forward, we will have more conclaves like this and more events like this. And we discuss one-to-one with companies and bring Panama investors into Tamil Nadu. And thank you for this opportunity. And guidance is 24/7 and we are open. We are open 24/7. That means we reply to any emails within 24 hours. And we assure you our fullest commitment and assurance in whatever queries you have, we will answer you and we will support you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paul,
You're
for
welcome.
such a detailed presentation. Very nice, and you have tried to also pitch in for a exploring of new synergies between Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and Panama. May I also request you, Mr. Paul, to
Yes.
to make us a detailed presentation that you have just given, to be made in Spanish and to be shared with the Honorable Embassy of India in Panama and with INLACE, if you can do that. Yeah,
Sure, we can do that, and we will require your support and help to translate into Spanish. That will be great.
you will have all the support upfront.
Thank you.
Upfront. I also take this opportunity before we proceed to the next keynote speaker, extremely valuable speaker, to make a note that Tamil Nadu is an upcoming and has been always a manufacturing hub. Here we will have colon free zone in Panama, and Mr. Paul, I have been sharing with you all
Yes.
the manufactured goods in Tamil Nadu and Chennai can make and set up shops in Panama to be sold and to be disseminated to the entire LAC and North America. So Panama can be a natural springboard for the manufactured goods in Tamil Nadu and Chennai. Please take a note of that.
Sure.
Yes. So that is another area of the ongoing synergy that we will keep on discovering. May I request my friend Nilsa and Compañera to put across the video presentation of Minister of Industries. If we can play the video presentation of the Honorable esteemed Minister of Industries, Government of Tamil Nadu. He could not participate because of his very, very busy schedule, but he was very, very kind enough to send the presentation.
His Excellency Mr. Upender Singh Rawat, Ambassador of India to Panama, and all the dignitaries present, and greetings. I am happy to address the webinar organized by INLACE Panamá City. The Tamil Nadu is one of the most progressive and industrialist state in India. During the COVID period alone, we have signed 73 MOUs with an investment rupees 60,674 crores and employment potential to 1,721 persons. In addition to this, on 16th February 2021, 28 new MOUs with an investment of rupees 28,053 crores and employment opportunity for 68,775 persons were signed. The Tamil Nadu Industrial Policy 2021 launched recently aims to make Tamil Nadu the global destination to invest, innovate and create products and associated services. The policy aims to attract investment worth INR 10 lakh crore and create employment opportunities for 20 lakh people by 2025 and to achieve an annual growth rate of 15% in the manufacturing sector. The government of Tamil Nadu has announced several innovative policies such as aerospace and defense policy, revised IT policy, electric vehicle policy, electronic and hardware manufacturing policy. Information and technology is an important sector in Tamil Nadu. Chennai is known as the SAS, capital of India. Tamil Nadu has excellent optical fiber cable OFC network with 3 submarine cable leading in Chennai. The state has highest available bandwidth of 14.8 Tbps amongst Indian states. I am proud to say that Tamil Nadu, the second largest economic in India, has emerged as the top investment destination in India despite the COVID-19 pandemic. We assure your continuous support and I invite you to sign Tamil Nadu's aspirational journey to ensure progress and prosperity for everyone and benefit from Tamil Nadu's growth model that is vibrant, inclusive and offers everything for everyone. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you for such a kind and noble words by Honorable Minister of Industries Department, Mr. M.C. Sampath, Government of Tamil Nadu. May I also request and take this privilege to request our Ambassador Rawat sir to put across a word of acknowledgement and gratitude to Minister of Tamil Nadu. Over to Ambassador Rawat sir.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, on behalf of the embassy and all of us, I convey my deepest gratitude to Mr. M.C. Sampath, Minister for Industries Department, Government of State of Tamil Nadu. He has given us an excellent overview of manufacturing, industrial and economic might of the state of Tamil Nadu, which, as I said earlier, it ranks first among the states in terms of number of factories and industrial workers in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Rawat sir. As we have been seen till the point of now, that there could be a synergy between the manufacturing from Chennai and Tamil Nadu and the springboard of Panama. Panama, as we will see down the line, is also aspiring to become a manufacturing hub, as Ambassador has already put across a manufacturing hub, and we will see in the few of the presentations from the keynote speakers and the panelists ahead that it aspires to become a manufacturing hub in Central America. So there is a synergy that we can work upon. Okay, I take this privilege to invite our keynote speaker, a very, very high profile speaker, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, the Director General of Colon Free Zone, Republic of Panama. Over to you, sir. Mr. Ferrari.
I think he may have an issue with connectivity.
Can we?
Good morning. Excuse me, we're having a connection issue. Can you give me just a few minutes? I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Of course.
Yeah, no problem. Please bear with us. Los compañeros y amigos, todos. I mean, it seems that Mr. Ferrari is already loaded with promoting Tamil Nadu and Chennai and make a big platform into colon free zone to sell the product of Tamil Nadu from Panama and entire Central America. He's planning overboard. Excellent. That sounds fantastic.
We thank you all for your patience. You know, this is the beauty of digital world. You get to connect people from all around, but then you also have to deal with system issues like connectivity. So thank you so much for your patience.
Ms. Nilsa, if you want to go ahead with someone else while we solve this, we can do that.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not to worry. This is what we have. Kundan?
Yes. Okay. So meanwhile, this technical snag being taken care at the level of CFZ by Ms. Giovanna. So let me take this privilege of inviting our next keynote speaker of the inaugural session, Mr. M.Ponnuswami, the past CII chairman, as we know, Confederation of Indian Industry, CII. He has been the past CII chairman, Chennai, and chairman and managing director of Pon Pure Chemicals India Limited. So, sir, we are very, very honored and extremely privileged to have you with us, sir, as our keynote speaker. We know that the industry of chemicals and allied products is already doing very well between India and Latin America. Panama can be a natural platform to sell into Central America. Over to you, sir. And we look forward to hear from you and learn from you. Over to you, sir, Mr. Ponnuswami.
Thank you, Mr. Kundan. Thank you very much. I am really very, very happy to participate in this event. His Excellency Upender Singh Rawat, Ambassador, distinguished speakers, Mr. Kundan, Mr. Arya Rajesh, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and good evening to all of you. I'm really happy His Excellency being part of this good beginning connecting India and America, Latin America. Recently, sir, we had a discussion, CIA had a discussion with Ms. Riva Ganguly Das, Secretary East, on what are the development we can take. I think what we understand last 3-4 years, Foreign Affairs Ministry is taking a lot of efforts helping the industries in India to market their product or investments. It's a good initiative. For a long time, I think everywhere, anywhere we meet them, they are interested handholders. Even they are telling, even any one of you want to appoint with any big companies in our area, we like to help you. I think that is the way you are working. Really great stuff. Very, very thankful to you, sir. And also, my appreciation to Mr. Kundan and Arya Rajesh for making this good initiative. Our company, Pure Chemical, is one of the leading chemical supplier, manufacturing specialty chemical and hygiene chemicals. In India, we have about 28 branches, and overseas, we have subsidiaries in Australia, Singapore, Dubai, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. Maybe Panama may be in future. We are already exporting chemicals to Ecuador, Chile, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and Peru. Maybe I think it's a great opportunity for us to maybe this free trade zone, His Excellency was telling, I think maybe interest to us. We maybe like to contact you on what are the benefits and what we can do. It will be good. I think already about Tamil Nadu, I think it's, where Honorable Minister spoke. My friend Paul Arun also spoke. I think it's an excellent job they are doing. See, Tamil Nadu is, one of the states growing at even last 2 years, 8% GDP. Whereas national average is around 4%. I think it's one of the best state growing. And this year also they may do well. And Minister already second largest economy in India. see, one of the thing is it's a manufacturing state. It actually, the manufacturing GDP is around 35%, which actually government of India is trying to like set a target of India national level manufacturing GDP to be 25% by 2025. I think already they explained a lot of things. I think, see, one of the textiles is a good, we are in Tamil Nadu constitutes about nearly about 25% the textile industry in India. I think a lot of possibility, maybe warehouses in those places possible. We can connect the textile industry here. And also, it's really the industry friendly. The many of the friends from not only in Panama, but the Latin American country, other Southeast Asia, people are also there. It is actually industry friendly state. In the COVID time, highest investment come, and also when Arun spoke of BizBuddy, it's one of the system where they say guidance say if you have any issue with the government, any department, please come to us. You do the business, we take care of your problems. This BizBuddy, even our own company had some issue with one department, we put in the BizBuddy. Within 30 days, our problem was resolved. That is how they work. So I welcome investors here. And also, there is a separate group of people working in guidance, help industry for exports. I think you can have dialogue. And also, MSME policy. See, one of the recently, there was an announcement by Honorable Chief Minister. MSME, a subsidy of 150 lakhs can be given if you invest about 6 crores. I think that is the investment. Previously, about 2 years back, it was only 25 lakhs. Last year, they revised to 50 lakhs. So the recent announcement this month, they announced 150 lakhs. So if you are investing 6 crores, you will get about 25% subsidy. So if after 2 years, if you again expand, you will also get the subsidy. So, and MSME, I want to talk about MSME because MSME also, they have a separate single window portal. If you want to invest, if you put on the online, if you put within 30 days, you will get all the clearance. You can start the industry, you can start building the factory and you can start doing it. And also, new industrial policy they announced, there are a lot of secure industrials are coming with different districts. And also there is a MSME Trade and Investment Bureau. It's headed by an IAS officer, MTIBB. So it will help trading, exports, they will guide, they will also support you, connect it to probably foreign embassies, that also they will be doing. And also, defense and aerospace, Tamil Nadu is leading. If there is a warehouse can set up there, I think that also you can think up. Even in COVID time, Tamil Nadu was a leading player manufacturing PPEs, ventilators, and also when that vitamin C tablet, Zinc was manufactured. It was manufactured. See. And also, this management of COVID also, they had many ways in helping the industry during the lockdown, opening up the industry. 2 things I want to say. There is a land reforms for industry. If you are buying some agricultural land for conversion to industry, they are giving only within 60 days to get the land use changed to industry. And also, industry can hold 120 acres of dry land and also or 60 acres of wetland. If you are having excess land, you need not get permission. So like that, lot of facility there, many industrial, about 5 industrial corridors are coming. Definitely, there will be a lot of opportunity now. I think our company will also have a lot of opportunity. Medical tourism, Tamil Nadu has a share of 42% in India. I think that one, I think this ambassador can help the Tamil Nadu hospital to get the business, or we can do with some insurance companies. And also MSME collaboration can be considered. Really very happy to participate in this. We'll be willing to work with you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Vanakkam, sir. Vanakkam, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ponnuswami, for such a lovely presentation, short, concise, and precise. Beside let me also make a comment here, sir. With your leadership over there in Tamil Nadu and the South India, I would also urge you to look Panama as a platform to sell. You people are into manufacturing. Panama is aspiring to become the manufacturing hub in Central America. So why not your company, right, Pon Pure Chemicals Limited, can install and set up shop in Panama, manufacture here, take the due advantage of colon-free zone, warehouse there, and sell the product in the entire region. Please take a call on that, sir. And Ambassador Rawat will be there out and out to help you. INLACE will be there out and out to help you work, to work on your paper, to work on your translation, to do the confluencing, to do the synergy, whatever. So this can be a thought process already, sir. Think on this line.
Thank you. We will be definitely evaluate and come back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So nice of you.
I'm very happy to be connected with you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You will have all the support from our Ambassador Rawat, sir. And he is a man who is personally and professionally connected. I repeat, let me reiterate, he personally and professionally connected to each and everyone in Panama, especially from India. Right, sir? Okay. So you can buzz him, you can buzz Ambassador Rawat and disturb him at any point of time. Any point of time.
Thank
Right,
you
sir?
so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Vanakkam. Over to Nilsa, please.
Well, we have I've been advised that we have been able to solve the situation, like the tech situation with Mr. Giovanni Ferrari. Now he's ready. So will you introduce him, please?
Yeah. So now we have here Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, Director General of Colon Free Zone, Republic of Panama. Muy bienvenido, señor Ferrari, a ese primer seminario encabezado, llevar a cabo por INLACE, nuestra empresa emprendedora de consultoría y asesoría. So let's look forward to have Mr. Ferrari speaking as one of the very, very prominent keynote speaker. Over to you, sir, Mr. Ferrari. Stage and podium is all yours.
Thank you very much. And first of all, my apologies. It's been a hectic morning, but it's becoming a hectic life as of late. I had an appointment with the Ministry of Health, and the time ran, and as it was my turn to speak, I was in his office. So I beg my apologies to everyone. But I would start by saying that I am very, very honored to participate in this event, which is a very timely event, because it is indeed a good time, a good opportunity for corporations of two of the most prominent and important states of India to look into Panama, and specifically on the Colon Free Zone, which is the area in which I have the honor to administer on behalf of President Cortizo. The Colon Free Zone is a government administered entity. The Colon Free Zone started operations back in 1948. So it has been running for over 73 years. It is the largest free zone in the American continent. Our territorial expansion is over 1,000 hectares, and we host over 3,000 corporations from all over the world. It is, I would say, the historical platform, the springboard for global companies, small, medium, and large, that wish to incursion to start operations in our region. And our region is basically comprised of Central America, the islands of the Caribbean, as well as the northern part of South America, namely the Andean countries, being those Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, but also the smaller inland countries like Bolivia, Paraguay, and to a certain extent also Uruguay is a country for which we have operations where goods are shipped from the free zone. Why should a Hindi company consider coming to the free zone? And I think these would be the most important and fundamental aspects. One, the free zone, after 7 decades of operation, has the know-how and the know-who for which to trade with these countries in the region. So the experience factor of the free zone and the businessmen, the companies that operate within its boundaries, I think it's instrumental as an assistance to the companies in India to be able to open these markets. When you sum up the population, the demographics of the countries that I mentioned, we are talking about we are close to 300 million inhabitants. So indeed, it is a very promising, a very important market, because these customers tend to be very loyal as well. The Cologne Free Zone also has as one of the success factors the distribution channel, the transportation lanes that the Cologne Free Zone has, coming from Asia and going to the previously mentioned countries, is optimal. It has been developed throughout time. The rates are very competitive. The transit times are very slow, and that is something that is critical for the importers. The profile of the importers in Central America and the Caribbean tend to be companies which do not like to buy very large amounts of inventory, but rather have a continuous, a steady supply of goods in which they can buy, sell, repay, and buy again. That means that the products need to be close by. For a company in India to try to sustain a supply chain operation with the importers in the region is a very difficult challenge, because it is known they would have to face the difficulty of being able to supply these products on short notice. And the transportation time from India to these countries tends to be rather large, whereas from Panama, a ship arrives to their port in less than a week, or if it goes by plane, it arrives on the same day. So you can't beat that advantage, which is something that the importers in Central America, the Caribbean, and even in South America are already accustomed to. So it is, again, the wisest, the best solution for companies in India to come and explore the Cologne Free Zone. We have indeed a very small amount of trade between the free zone and India, and that's something that we need to look into. We need to change that. Other countries in Asia have exploited the advantages of the Cologne Free Zone. The Japanese, the Koreans, and the Chinese companies have established themselves in the free zone or have made business with corporations which are established here in the Cologne Free Zone, and they have done very well. So we need to open up these lanes. We need to come closer to be able to establish these contacts, to be able to explain to all the corporations in these two states and the whole of India as well as to these advantages, because the opportunity is there. Other companies have already exploited this model. So it is just a matter of time and to take upon ourselves to be able to entice the India presence in the Cologne Free Zone. So this is really what I had in mind speaking with you today. We are quite open to all questions and all inquiries. the Cologne Free Zone administration does have a business intelligence unit, and we can therefore receive queries from corporations and give them all necessary information as to whether they want to establish themselves on their own, or if they would like for us to do some networking to provide them names of companies in the sectors in which they are active, so that they can engage and hopefully do business with these companies. Thank you, and I remain here at your disposal for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrari, for such a beautiful presentation. As always, detailed, analytical, and I've been seeing you are a person of marketing. You have marketed CFSZ again very, very well. Le felicito. Okay?
Gracias.
Okay. Entonces, as you very rightly pointed out, to know how and to know who. Yeah, I repeat, to know how and to know who, and there you are, right? I think, Mr. Ferrari, we will make you from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka very, very busy in the days ahead. Okay. And may I request Ambassador Rawat to give him the visa to go to Tamil Nadu and Karnataka right away. To see is to believe. Yes, right away.
I much to my chagrin, and I'm ashamed of this, I have not visited India, and it is my desire to do so. So maybe we should organize this trade mission to have the opportunity to engage personally and to visit such a beautiful country. I
think Ambassador Rawat has something to say. Ambassador Rawat.
Yes. In fact, I thank Mr. Ferrari very much for his excellent presentation. I had opportunity to meet him day before yesterday and discuss all these things even in more details, and we look forward to help and facilitate with the Cologne Free Trade Zone and Mr. Ferrari and his office to make Indian companies more and more present in the area. And I also request Mr. Hardeep Bhullar that he should consider making Mr. Ferrari part of his delegation to go to India later this year. Thank you.
It would be an honor. Please count on me to participate. I look forward.
Because as we say, correct me, Mr. Ferrari, around 3,000 companies are right now located inside Cologne Free Zone. Correct me, please.
Indeed, that is correct. And the volume, the turnover, the export figure from the Cologne into the region is upwards of $9 billion yearly.
Super. I mean, it is. Esta cifra parece gigantesca y algo irreal. But this is correct. This is correct. Yeah. And we will make it happen. You will see a good beginning, a new beginning coming in from Tamil Nadu, and I will request Mr. Paul Arun to make a note, and we will facilitate the Embassy of India here, led by Ambassador Rawat and myself and my team INLACE, a kind of interaction between the government of Tamil Nadu and Cologne Free Zone. Yeah?
Sure, anytime.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Ferrari. Please be there for a while, because immediately after this inaugural session, we'll have a question hour session, right? This is a different model that we are adopting. So may I request all the keynote speakers to be there for a while more. Yeah. Okay. Without much ado, may I take this opportunity to invite our next and the final keynote speaker, Mr. Ashok Rao, who is a CII MSME panel convener. When we call it MSME, in English, it is micro, small, and medium enterprises. And the acronym in Spanish is Industrias PYME. PYME, what we use in Panama here, or in the countries which speak Spanish. And he's also managing director of KGK Engineering. Sir, as we always say that Chennai is the Detroit of Asia, why not we can have a kind of installation in the manufacturing or upcoming manufacturing hub of Panama of the automobile and auto component, one side, and the other side, the product selling from the Cologne Free Zone. Again, Mr. Ferrari is here, so we can have a larger interaction between you and Mr. Ferrari. So over to you, Mr. Ashok Rao. Let's learn from you. Over to you, sir. Can we have, Nilsa, can we have?
I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe it's something with the audio or similar.
Can you see Mr. Ashok Rao on the screen?
Let me see here. I believe that maybe due to the connectivity, maybe he's out of the session at the moment. I'm not seeing him here.
Okay.
So
okay.
We can probably move on, and if he comes back,
Yes.
we'll give him the opportunity.
Okay. Over
Yes.
to you, Nilsa. Over to you, Nilsa. Then over to you. Would you like to put across some other detailed information before we go into the question hour?
Of course. Well, thank you so much for all of this amazing input. We are it seems that there is a lot of opportunity throughout. There is a lot of opportunity between these two amazing states that for us in Panama is quite new. Unless you have seen some Bollywood or Hollywood movie, you are completely lost at the location and everything in the States. And I have had the honor. So for me, it's a little bit familiar in that sense. But otherwise, for us, it's quite an event, like getting to know more about the States and all of the opportunities. And I hope that for you all this morning so far, as our panelists have spoken in the side of Panama, it also seemed that it is that Panama has something to offer greatly for your companies and your state as well. And hopefully in the morning as we go, we will have a little bit more of that enticing for you. At this time, we first want to thank all of our keynote speakers, and because of the situation with the connectivity, we will go ahead and start with our Q&A session. And if you have an inquiry that you will want to address to one of the panelists that have recently spoken, please go ahead. You can go ahead and notate your inquiry or raise your hand, and we will go ahead and have you ask your question. We thank you for being brief and succinct and to the point, and to direct the question to which keynote speaker you would like to answer this question. So let us go ahead and see through here if we have anything. Oh, I love that raising hand. Please okay. Go ahead, Professor.
It's a real hand, not a virtual hand I raised. And thank you, gracias. And I love the language Spanish. And you are only inviting people to India to come from Panama. We want to visit Panama too. Now, I am actually a professor in startups and mentoring startups. I'm a textile technologist. Now, there are a lot of sync between both of our countries. And what I'm asking specifically is, there are universities in India where we have startup culture, we have incubators, we have accelerators, where the students goes ahead with their startups, even in the college campuses or the university campuses. Now, I being a teacher and a startup mentor, I want to know more about that culture in Panama. And Kundan sir, I am very, very fascinated to see how you are conducting this INLACE program. And Vanakkam, Nandri. The thing is that, I am a good friend of Mr. Suresh Maria Selvam, and we belong from the same campus. So I want to know more about the startup culture existing in the universities. And I being a textile technologist, I want to know a little bit more about the textile, performing textile sectors there, or ready-made garments, or this thing. It can be taken offline also later on if we don't have experts from that field. But I want to know a little bit about the university. Sorry, Nilsa, for being the question a bit longer.
No problem. May I take this opportunity? Yeah. So let's take it about our ambassador Rawat is here to answer the specificity of the question related to Professor Sudipto. Over to Ambassador Rawat, sir.
And after the ambassador, we actually have our keynote speaker who had just managed to get back into the session. Mr. Ashok, so he will be able to present.
Right.
Ambassador.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm not the expert in the subject, but you know, in the embassy, we can work as a facilitator between the Indian companies and even the students and the local universities here in this. And I think more than the universities, it will be more relevant to have these kind of things with the or the organizations here like Ciudad del Saber, City of Knowledge, which are more active in this kind of incubator and training and learning kind of a system. So I feel this is a matter with the universities here, but more than with the City of Knowledge, and with support from INLACE, we can work with Ciudad del Saber to create a kind of linkage in this area.
Very rightly said.
A little bit about textile sector, if possible, because I am working in that sector basically. Textile sector.
If I may.
Yes, please, Nilsa.
So actually, many of these sectors are, you see, as Panama is very small, many of these sectors are very sectionalized, and sectorized. So there is, in a very small scale, a lot of like the fabrics for our own national costumes. These are very specific and are very studied and very sectional with a very specific group of people, which are like folklorists that work a lot in this industry. Now, in terms of the startups, we do have some programs with our universities here in Panama that are working and studying that culture. And we would love to have that opportunity to have that conversation and continue to put that spark on our students and our new generations and all generations as well, because it's never too late to start a new business or like to share your knowledge. So it's something that has been started with the University of Technology here in Panama, and also other private universities. And of course, as Ambassador has mentioned, with the City of Knowledge has also been a key element in bringing this up. And we would love to kind of have that conversation. And we, as part of our agenda in INLACE, is continue to bring that academic area and that startup area more together within, you know, in this case, it will be like parents. If we look up to India, it seems like a parent compared to what we are doing. And we're barely like baby steps at this point. But it is an industry that is growing. So, and we can probably send more information on that regards to you as well.
Gracias.
To add, just allow me, Ilsa, and answering back to as a conjuncture between what Ambassador Rawat pointed out and what Dr. Sudipto, you wanted to know it. At large, INLACE will be facilitating an interface between industry, industry, and academia. That is at a larger goal. Yeah. And what Nilsa said, the population of Panama is 5 million. In Hindi or India, as we understand, 50 lakhs. Okay. But Panama is a melting pot. Panama is a hub of the hubs. Other countries are also hub in Latin America, LAC, as we say. But Panama aspires to always become hub of hubs. Okay. So that spoke and the cell model of Panama, that is basically applicable here. We all understand, coming from the world of enterprises and the companies. Yeah.
Just one input. Ponnuswami sir is here. See, I have changed jobs 12 times in academia as well as industry, but Tamil Nadu stuck me here for 11 years, last 11 years in VIT University Vellore. So it's a very vibrant state, and it's a state for entrepreneurs. So one of my students, Mr. Pranjal Jain, is here from our campus. So it's a small, well-knit family. So thank you, Ponnuswami sir, for giving us the opportunity to work on startup culture in Tamil Nadu. Thank you. Gracias. That's the only word I learned.
Very happy, Sudipta. I think most welcome. I'm happy you are in Tamil Nadu for last 12 years. That particularly VIT, they are known to be good university. That's great.
Right. Thank you, sir.
So, Kundan, can we welcome our keynote speaker?
Yes,
once
may I
again?
I go back to welcome formally our another final keynote speaker, Mr. Ashok Rao, the CII MSME panel convener and also managing director of KGK Engineering. Over to you, sir, Mr. Rao.
Mr. Rao, can you hear us? Okay. Well, as these things happen, let us go ahead and just move along into any other inquiry. Does any other of our attendees has any questions directly? Yes, Mr. Neil Kumar, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I've, by the way, thank you so much for arranging that, Kundan, and thank you, Mr. Rawat and Giovanni, and for joining this thing. I have a couple of questions and follow up on the university culture between the academics and business. What about the English speaking culture in Panama, for example, in the universities? For example, if you would like to export some products in North America or Canadian, just wanted to understand that. And follow-up question is, we are very much into the advanced IT technologies, for example, like cloud, DevOps, and data centers, blockchain, IoT. And what's the culture like there? Especially, I'm interested in the Cologne free zone, where those 3,000 companies are. Thank you so much again. Very well done, by the way. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your inquiry. Mr. Giovanni, would you like to go ahead and assist us with answering that question with the specificity of the Cologne free zone? I'm not sure. I see him here, but I don't know if he's there. Because otherwise, we'll have to answer this question in a broad manner, I believe. Universities.
And
go ahead.
That should be fine. And by the way, I'll be coming to Panama in next month, so we can discuss that as well.
Oh, wonderful. Please do reach out to us, to the Ambassador Rawat and to us in INLACE.
No, I can address this question a little bit. So
go ahead, Ambassador.
Yeah. No, I think for the IT industry, Cologne Free Trade Zone is more relevant for the manufacturing and industrial products. For IT industry and like IT service kind of a thing, I know of an Indian company who is present in Panama Pacifico. So the zone like Panama Pacifico or City of Knowledge may be more relevant for an IT company to set up, and embassy can help. When you visit next month, you can also contact us, so we can and you can get in touch with us in advance so that we can help arrange meetings for you.
Very well said. And Neil, my friend, you will get upfront support from Ambassador. Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Mr. Ashok, I see that you're back in the room. So if you may, please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Neil sir. Buenos dias, namaskara, vanakkam. Mr. Rawat, Honorable Minister Sampath, Mr. Paul, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, Mr. Ponnuswami, my good Kundan. It's my pleasure to be a part of this seminar and share a few thoughts. My work has been made very easy by the previous speakers, but in any case, I'll make a small attempt to share a little bit about the MSME in particular, and also talk a little bit about Karnataka. I think from all the previous speakers from this inaugural session or the opening session, I think everybody would have a fairly good idea that all the major MNCs or global majors either in the goods manufacturing or in the service sector are have significant operations in India, and more specifically in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So I will not spend any time talking about the sectors and the strengths and all that, but I would throw in a couple of words about Karnataka. The previous speakers have made life a little bit easy for me. I will do a little bit of marketing for Karnataka. You can just take whatever you heard about Tamil Nadu, and some sectors Karnataka may be a little bit above, other sectors a little bit below, but we have the same to offer in Karnataka as Tamil Nadu. Of course, on the IT side, being the pioneers in that sector, the networking opportunities may be a little better in Karnataka. But all said and done, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu have lots to offer. We of course compete for the same types of customers, but end of the day, it's a very, very vibrant situation, whether it's Karnataka or Tamil Nadu. And Karnataka also has very strong overseas linkages, and we are very, very open and familiar with cross-border activities. Now, speaking a little bit about the MSMEs, when global majors, and for that matter, local majors, supply chain. And the supply chain, by and large, would have no less than 70 to 80% of medium and small-scale industries. And these medium and small-scale industries have grown with the global majors and the local majors over a period of time. And they have got exposed to global standards, methods of working with global partners, or for that matter, overseas partners. And they have also upgraded themselves. They have also created the types of linkages which are necessary to service global. This has happened over a period of time. So there is a very good infrastructure when I talk about the medium and small scale industries in both the states to develop products, develop services, develop ideas, realize them, scale them up. So we can talk at the very low, at the real complex end where you have small requirements, complex requirements, to large requirements which need to be catered in millions. The ability to span both these exists with the MSME here in Karnataka and in Tamil Nadu. Not only that, given the strong linkages to the educational institutions, the ability to do research beyond the requirement is also a very good opportunity. So in today's world where we talk about networking and collaboration, I think it's a wonderful situation that we have where the vibrancy of Panama and the experience that we have gained over the years, I'm speaking specifically about manufacturing, could be very well networked, and there could be things which could be done on both sides of the ocean, so to say, and with benefits to both. So I thank INLACE for having given me the opportunity to share some of these thoughts. Specifics obviously would have to be done on a one-on-one basis, but what I just wanted to highlight is that we have an extreme industry in both the states, and collaborating is going to give the benefit of speed, flexibility, agility, and most important, cost effectiveness. So yes, and thank you. Vanakkam. Namaskara.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ashok Rao, for very, very crisp presentation over there. Yes. And may I quickly propose this, and you can extend your helping hand to organize next a kind of seminar or kind of bilateral visit between MSC, MSME Karnataka and the PMES, what we call it, PMES Panama, right? Please have a look on this huge, humongous opportunity that PMES can offer. PMES from Panama can offer to connect, bond, and link between MSME Karnataka, right, sir? 94% of the industries in Panama belongs to MSME. So that is also a call from the MSME Karnataka. And as we say out there in South India, I live in Chennai for last 11 years. Chennai and Bengaluru has been always a twin city, correct? So that's why we chose this model of having this webinar of Chennai and Bengaluru in front of Republic of Panama. So thank you very much, Mr. Ashok Rao, sir. You can always interact with us on one-on-one basis, as you said, keeping Ambassador Rawat, sir, in the loop, and then you can get our inputs and thoughts from that area. Thank you again, sir. Over to Nilsa.
Well, at this time, once again, we have the time for about 2 more questions before we move on. If you right in the reactions area of the Zoom, there is a way that you can raise your hand, because it's very hard to see everybody at the same time. So if not, no questions. Nobody has questions. Oh, there you go. Mr. Vivek, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Be precise. Yeah.
And you're in mute.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kundan, for this amazing opportunity, and greetings to all other honorable dignitaries. Yeah, I want to be really precise. We are one of the leading tire retread manufacturing company in India. So we see there's a huge opportunity in Latin America because it's mostly all the countries are connected by road. So transport sector itself, we see there's a huge amount of opportunity of synergy between India and Latin America. So one of the issues that we faced connecting to Latin American market is logistics as well as trust. So it takes around 2 to 3 months for our cargo to reach to Latin America, as well as bank transactions. Usually our clients always had a lack of trust to send funds back to, let's say, back to India. So one of our thought process is to actually open up or register a company in Panama, which could be a logistics hub as well as an objective of financial transactions. So how easy is to do that, and what would be the procedure to make this possible? So yeah, that's pretty much the question, and thank you again for this amazing opportunity.
Yeah, great. So let me take this opportunity to answer him. Vivek represents the international relation affairs of the company of Eastern Group from Kerala. Thank you for joining from Kerala, Vivek. And I can see Mr. Pradeep also. Namaskar, sir. Right. So Vivek, we will be working on, and let me inform this gathering very soon, the Eastern Trade, in Spanish, Reencauchadora. Okay, the Eastern Trade Limited will be setting up shops in Panama with the potential interested logistic partner that we have already have for them. And also, not only that, we'll be selling from Panama in the entire Central American region. We are working on that, Vivek. We'll come back to you very soon. By the end of this week, you will hear from INLACE. Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay.
I got another question. Do we have any policies specifically on transport sector between India to promote Indian products to Latin America? Do we have any policies specific to each sectorized, let's say for like textile industry? Do we have anything to promote transport products, let's say let it be automobile or tire? Do we have any way the embassy could help us to understand the market or any other form of any other way to look at this opportunity?
Ambassador Rawat, sir, over to you, sir.
No, you will have to send us your specific queries. We can definitely help you connect with the local organizations here in terms of whether opening up a branch here, subsidiary, or the kind of business that you are mentioning for this Cologne free trade zone is the one which is eminently suitable for your business because it has lot of warehousing facilities and also the front end offices in terms of you want to meet your customers and potential importers and even having a banking services and everything combined together. So colon free trade zone is not the only option you have. You have many other options as well, but to me that appears to be one of the suitable setting. And if you send us little more detail, we can help facilitate real meeting. If you are a representative comes to Panama, INLACE of course is there, they are helping you, but if embassy can also help in terms of whether it is real meeting or virtual meetings, we can help.
Just to add what Ambassador Rawat sir said, and let me inform formally on this platform to Ambassador Rawat that very soon ETL, that is Eastern Trade Limited, sir, will be selling from colon free zone with their partner. The partner is a logistic partner from Panama. So this is a formal, I would like to share that. And Vivek, we will come back to you very soon on that. Yeah.
Thank you again. Thank you for this amazing opportunity. Yeah.
We'll have a company from Kerala into Panama absolutely fantastically. And thank you, Mr. Hardeep, to recommend this company, the logistic company from Panama. I take a note of that. Thank you, sir. Over to Nisa.
Once again, we have, I think at this time, I'm just going to look here through the chat to see if there is any other inquiry from here. Oh, okay. Mr. Santach, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name totally wrong, so my apologies in advance, but please go ahead. You're the last question for the morning, for the first half of our day.
Great. Thank you so much, Ilsa. An honor to be here. And Kundan, I like your new look, man. You're looking great. Thank you. Excellency.
Just a minute. Kulkarni sir, Ambassador Rawat every week gives me a comment on this beard, so I cannot escape. Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead.
Excellency, Ambassador sir, it's an honor to connect with you over this platform, and it's an honor to connect with each and every participant here. Just to share a few points out. I'm aware that this session is primarily meant to promote two states out of India, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. However, there is a lot for which India can offer. I'm sure Kundan and his team would share what other states from India can also offer. Like the state where I come from is Maharashtra, and the state of Maharashtra is also a very, very aggressive and advanced state in terms of offering various platforms for business exchanges and overall exchange between the country of Panama and what India can offer. A suggestion to INLACE and Excellency Ambassador Sir, while we do recognize that there are various participants on this platform today, a speaker, I respectfully thank Mr. Ferrari for his sharing of thoughts. But on such a platform, if we could have more participants coming out from Panama as well, that would really engage and encourage Indian business people and Indian enterprises to look at Latin America more positively. So, and nowadays, since we are having all these sessions online, it is much more easier for every respective ministry or respective enterprise in Panama to connect from their own respective offices. May it be like, the Panama Canal Authority, may it be various ministries, if they can nominate their officials to connect over such type of webinars, wherein, responses can directly be exchanged with those authorities. There is a lot which can be done in Panama, and as Kundan and the team have shared, in Latin America, Central America as a whole. I have been in this region for the last over 25 years now. So I've seen this region more closely, done projects, engineering projects in the pumping systems and pumping solutions, water treatment, water pumping solutions, drainage and irrigation pumping solutions. So there is a lot which can be done in this region. If we can have such type of exchanges more often, that would really encourage and help to connect our two nations. Once again, Kundan, Nelsa, and the team at INLACE, and respectfully, sir, Ambassador, sir, it's a real honor to be a part of this webinar today. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kulkarni sir. And as you know that we have been interacting with you, very soon you will be coming to Panama with your project. We are working on the solution, water everywhere. Panama is only and only water. And if you're not there in Panama, it is a disgrace to Panama. Okay, so let's take it forward, right, sir? And with your project, as far as the Maharashtra is concerned, sir, Ambassador, sir, over to you, sir. Over to you.
In fact, thank you, Mr. Santosh Kulkarni, for your words. In fact, when you were speaking about having more participants from Panama, I felt as if you are speaking for the embassy. We were telling Mr. Kundan Kanan exactly the same thing. We should have more Panamanian speakers. In fact, the next plenary session, we have Mr. Bhullar from the Commerce Ministry here, and we also have one participant from pro-Panama. And in fact, we wanted to have Panama Pacifico representative also join in the session which we have right now, but because of some logistic constraint, it was not possible. But in future, we will definitely have more participants, and we wanted it this time also.
Excellent.
Indeed, this is just the beginning. And we'll think that this is just the beginning. It's the first session for us to see all of the different areas that we can continue to explore. In Panama, being a small country, it's incredible. It's much more difficult to get people to come around, especially when they are with very busy agendas. So we are making sure that we do have all of these answers. And indeed, as Ambassador mentioned, in our next plenary session, many of these questions will be answered, but we don't want to put our speakers in the spot as of yet. So just wait a little bit. We'll get there.
Just one query. How important or what is the English literacy? Because I don't know Spanish. So if I have to work, language should be a barrier. Please, little bit.
Dr. Sudipto, Nilsa is a Panamanian and she is fluent in English. So that's all. That answers you.
Actually, there is no.
Yes.
In Panama, the English literacy is very high. Most of our businesses, even like a lot of many call centers, that's one of the things that we also have in common. Many call centers are in Panama with all of the customer service and all of this sales and everything like that because of the level of English based on our history with the United States and the Panama Canal. So yes,
I can see an Indian Kundan sir is speaking lovely Spanish. So hopefully he will be my teacher if I have to work finally. Thank you.
Of course. Well,
right. Carry on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of your inputs this morning. We are very honored for all of your questions and assistance. We want to go ahead and move into our next part of the session for today, as to respect your times. Go ahead, Kundan.
Can I make a quick comment on what Mr. Kulkarni pointed out? Kulkarni sir, we will have one of the state model promotion of Maharashtra and Mumbai very soon. We cannot escape it because 10 years back, Nilsa was in Pune in Maharashtra. So we will have to do with Maharashtra. We cannot escape. And Nilsa hears all the Bollywood songs recently. Yeah. So we have to have the Maharashtra very soon. Okay, sir?
That's great. Thank you, Kundan. Yeah. Nilsa, Pune is my place. So welcome to Pune.
So Nilsa, you have a new friend and Mr. Kulkarni lives right next door in Miami. So he's in Miami. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, excellent. That will be a topic that we want to explore definitely. But as of today, we want to kind of stick on track today. And Kundan, I think we have a guest that you would like to introduce, our next guest that will talk about our previous sessions.
Yes.
Mr. Sundar?
Yes. I welcome our own Mr. John Sunderser, former Director of Communication and Facilitation Channel for all the parliamentarians, legislatures, and the government at Lok Sabha, which is the lower house of Indian Parliament. Sir, over to you, sir. It's a big honor. You are a part of INLACE team from South India, and because of you, we got the speaker as Minister of Industries, Government of Tamil Nadu. Over to you, sir, for an observation and remark. John Sundar, sir. Unmute.
Sir, you're on mute.
He has to be unmute.
Yes. Mr. Sundar, you're mute.
Yeah.
There we go. Again.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to wrap up the first session so that we may move on to the plenary session. It was a wonderful opportunity to all those who were present in this webinar to learn about Panama in particular, and also about the great industrial development in both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Our 5 key speakers have made all the points very clear, and to touch upon the presentation by our His Excellency Ambassador Rawat. Yes, we have not seen Panama Canal, but we saw in him the Panama Canal. He was linking Latin countries with Asian continent, especially India, and more particularly Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. He was emphasizing on the location of Panama and how strategically located, he pointed out, and how it has a vast potential to expand business. And he was also giving a certificate that it is economically stable. And he was also explaining to us that Panama, with Cologne Free Trade Zone, largest free trade zone in the world, in America in particular, is available there. So that way, he was emphasizing on continuation and enhancement of business and business relations. Thank you, sir. Now, to come to the presentation from Mr. Paul Arun, he was stressing on the industrialization and connectivity that matters in expanding business and how Tamil Nadu can reach out. And he also explained in detail about the expectations of Tamil entrepreneurs. And he marketed well Tamil Nadu by way of saying that most skilled manpower is available in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. And he was also saying that electronics, pharma, medical tourism, data centers hotspot. So Tamil Nadu, how it can be promoted and have go on with joint ventures with the Latin America. And Paul Arun enabled us to see and listen to the Honorable Minister, Mr. M.C. Sambat, Minister of Industries for Tamil Nadu. And Mr. M.C. Sambat laid stress on the expansion of business even during Corona. And he said 73 MOUs were signed during this pandemic period. That explains how Tamil Nadu remains an attractive hub. So it will definitely attract, along with Karnataka, the Panamanians and Central America and Latin America. When we are to come to the presentation by Giovanni, he marketed well Panama. We have understood Panama through Mr. Kundan Kanan, through Nilsa, and Mr. Giovanni squared it. And we were able to know about the transportation advantage, which is the main thrust and emphasis in any trade activity. As you all know, Tamil Nadu and part of Karnataka have had ancient trade relations with many countries of the world. So now you have opened up an opportunity through the Panama Canal, Mr. Rawat, to open up with Latin American countries. Yes. Then the presentation by Mr. Ponnuswami and Mr. Ashok Rao put together, they highlighted the great and vast potential both in Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka, especially the great role played by MSME, who are doing trade with many world countries, who can set up units there. So that way, a promising relationship has been expressed, exchanged. So promises have been exchanged. Let all promises come true. That is how I want to wrap up this keynote session. Over to Mr. Kundan.
You're in mute, Kundan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, John Sunderser, for wrapping it up, as you have been doing quite frequently with the Indian Parliament. Okay, so very nice, sir. Very nice, beautiful, and we look forward to have your observation and comment and your guidance in the days to come. Over to Nilsa.
Can I have half a minute more? Any trade relations between countries will have to be connecting people to people. Now, parliaments are forums of the people, the great talking shop of the people of any nation. So, inter-parliamentary delegations from both these countries can come together to make policies clear. I am both a policy analyst and an experienced officer from Parliament of India. So I will try to take efforts to take it to the notice of the Standing Committee of Commerce to go into the question of expanding business with Latin American countries. And I think through our Foreign Affairs Ministry and through His Excellency Robert and through INLACE, we will be coming together for more of business activity. I lay stress on that with the background of Parliament and parliamentarians in India. So parliamentary delegations can work and people-to-people relations will have a thrust to have more of business between these two continents. With this, I conclude.
Very well said, sir. Thank you very much. Well noted, sir. Very well noted.
ಚೆಲುವ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡು ಸಿರಿ ಸೊಗಸಿನ ಹಾಡು ಚೆಲುವ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡು ಸಿರಿ ಸೊಗಸಿನ ಹಾಡು ಹಲವು ಬಣ್ಣಗಳ ಜಾಡು ಶಿಲ್ಪಕಲೆಗಳ ಬೀಡು ಹಲವು ಬಣ್ಣಗಳ ಜಾಡು ಶಿಲ್ಪಕಲೆಗಳ ಬೀಡು ಚೆಲುವ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡು ಸಿರಿ ಸೊಗಸಿನ ಹಾಡು ಚರಿತೆಯ ಮೆರಗು ದುರ್ಗ ಕೋಟೆಯ ಬೆರಗು ಹಸಿರು ಘಟ್ಟಗಳ ಸೊಬಗು ಜೋಗಧಾರೆಯ ಬೆಡಗು ಶೃಂಗೇರಿ ಶಾರದಾಂಬೆ ಕೊಲ್ಲೂರ ಮುಕಾಂಬೆ ಬೇಲೂರು ಹಳೆಬೀಡು ಚಿತ್ತಾರ ಬಲೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಚೆಲುವ
तने राड़े